So I've got a great one for you today, guys. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to buy property with no money down. So I'm Tom Boland, property investor and entrepreneur. I appreciate you for being here and I appreciate you for being a subscriber. So let's get into it. Buying property with no money down. How's it done? Actually, you can't buy property with no money down. So there's people out there that do a lot of these videos saying you can buy property with no money down, and they talk about rent to rent. Well, you're not buying the property. You talk about lease options. Well, you still need money down because you need to pay for the option to be created. So you've got legal fees there. And a few other strategies that people talk about on YouTube and social media saying that you can buy property with no money down. Well, let's just look at it this way. You can buy property with no deposit down. You can buy property and pull all your money out, so it's no money left in. You can also buy property with pulling all your money out and making a profit. So you're making a profit, but buying property with no money down. Now, I don't believe it, guys. So you're watching these videos of other property investors trying to reel you in, tell you you can get into deals with no money. If you can get into deals with no money, they mean none of your money. You can get into deals with other people's money. So therefore, for you, technically, it's no money down. But to get into a property deal, you still need money down from somewhere. Now, where does that money come from? Well, there are other people out there that have the cash but don't have the time or the knowledge to invest into property. So you can joint venture with them and utilize their cash and look after the investment on their behalf and have maybe a 50-50 split, or however you agree to do the deal. There's also ways of raising cash through unencumbered properties. Let's say you've got a home or some portfolios that don't have lending on them, or there's equity within those properties. You can release those funds and use that cash to go and buy other properties with. But you would need to release those funds by using solicitors and valuers and maybe a broker as well. So you need money to go through the process to release those funds. And then once you've released the funds, you need money to go through the process of buying the other property. So you still need to put money down. So I just really want to stress that there's other people out there making these videos, and there's a lot of them saying buy property with no money down, and I'll show you how to do it. You need money to buy property. You can get the money elsewhere. You can do it creatively and buy property without deposits. But to buy property, you need money for legals, solicitors, conveyancing, maybe architects if you're having floor plans drawn out, brokers if you want to get the best lending available to you, valuers because the lenders will want to see that the property is worth what you think it is worth, so you'll have to pay for valuations. And there's a lot of other things like insurance, for example. The lenders will want to see that you've insured the property before you buy it, so you need to pay for insurance. So there are a lot of startup costs and acquisition costs involved with buying property. Now, what I do is I buy apartment blocks, and we utilize the strategy where we can buy property with no deposit down. And I talk about that in my free mini course. What I'll do is I'll put a link below in the description so you can check it out, exactly how we buy property with no deposit down. We still need cash for, as I say, the legals, the stamp duty. That's a big cost, the broker fees, valuations, all these other costs. Now, if you are buying property with no deposit down, the acquisition costs are hugely reduced, because when you buy property, you typically need a 25% deposit. So if you're buying a £100,000 property, you'll need at least £25,000 to buy that property, as well as all the acquisition costs. So let's say that's another £10,000 worth of acquisition costs, legals and stamp duty and things like that. Just a rough figure for an example. But if we're buying property in a creative way and use the strategies that I use and teach, again, link down below, then you can void that £25,000 because you don't need to use that money because you're buying without a deposit. All you need is the £10,000 of acquisition costs to get into the deal. Now, that becomes a lot more attractive to investors if you don't have £10,000. There are ways of getting it. If you present a deal to an investor and say, well, I'm getting into this deal without a deposit, therefore I only need to raise the acquisition costs through yourself as the investor, becomes very, very attractive to other investors to want to work with you because you found a strategy that works, and how you can get into these deals and use these strategies by having no deposit down becomes very attractive to them to only cover the acquisition costs, and lowers their risk and their output as well into the deal. So it's a win-win. You get a deal, investors get a deal, The lenders get security. Everyone's a winner. So I hope that helped, guys. That's how to buy property with no money down. No, wait, it's how to buy property with no deposit down. Remember that, guys. There's no such thing as no money down deals. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for being a subscriber. Check out that link below of how I talk about buying property with no deposit down in my free mini course.